Hey guys, happy Monday. It's Tiff here. I'm gonna starting out my videos a little bit differently when I can think about it. And one of the things that come up in a workshop I taught recently is about all the vintage letters that I use in my work, and they're mostly from a couple that started dating in the 30s and got married, and I'm just going to read a quick excerpt from one of the letters. I use this, I tear this up, I know y'all don't freak out on me, and I thought I would just share a little bit about George and Espy today. It's this one, sometimes they title them, and this is like on rice paper, but anyway, it says, Dearest George, you don't know how good it made me feel to hear your voice over the phone. It had been quite a while since I last talked to you. Also received your letter. Thanks. But it was... it was part of something. I'm not sure what this word is. That's what happens. Handwriting gets a little stale here. What happened? As for me, I'm still tired. I really had a wonderful trip, and it did me worlds of good. But the train trip back knocked me for a loop. And of course, trying to get my... not sure about what she was saying there, but anyway, she goes on to talk about her going Christmas shopping and all the things. So that's just a quick excerpt from Espy to Dearest George, and I will read those randomly throughout my videos since they have been requested from some of you. And for some of you that didn't know about George and Espy, well, maybe y'all get to know their little love story. So what are we going to be doing today? I posted what do you call that? A post under the community. And I got some requests for faces as well as for watercolor. So I'm using the Dilutions journal here. It's the large one, and I'm not really sure where this is going to go and how this is going to act with watercolor, but we're going to figure out as we go along, because that's how I roll. Yeah. And I will tell you, before I start the voiceover and all the things, I'm going to be using this very well loved watercolor palette. This watercolor palette is 2 watercolors of Daniel Smith, and it does have a little dog hair in there because that makes extra texture, is what I say. And so I'm going to be using this palette to create a fun little watercolor background, and then we're going to do some things on top of it. So let's get started. Hey guys, it's Tiff back again for another Monday, and as I alluded to in the previous part, you guys requested more watercolor and more faces, so I decided to do a combo of an easy, super easy background. So even if you necessarily don't want to draw faces or whatever, I just sprayed, this is the Dilutions journal, and so it watercolor will do a little differently depending on the substrate that you're using. So I'm going in with the random messy mess of a watercolorist that I am. So for you professional folk out there, this probably ain't the video for you, but thanks for watching anyway. I'm going through and just adding a little color here and there using purple, which is not really my MO. I'm more of a pink girl versus a purple girl, but today I'm just letting it go. I am just feeling a lavender type of moment. It is Monday. I hope that y'all are having the best Monday ever. It is a U.S. holiday here. It's Labor Day. So if you got today off, you go then. Woohoo! Cheers to you, sister. Adding a little water where I feel like the flow is not really happening, and just letting those purples kind of talk to each other. Now, if I was a real good YouTube person for y'all, I would probably write down in the comments what the colors are. But I'm not even going to play with y'all. I didn't even write the colors on the watercolor chart or whatever people do, because y'all are not surprised at this point. I just go with whatever makes my little heart happy, and writing all that stuff down and making little charts and stuff is just not for me. So I'm allowing it to kind of roll. I do know that turquoise is like a, what is it, phthalo turquoise, because it's like my favorite. It was super shallow, but those purples, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. And I know that was a gold. Somebody gave me a gold Daniel Smith little color, and that's where that gold come from. And so now it's all dry. And this is the Uniball Air Micro. I believe it was Carmen. See, I'm terrible at this. I don't know. It was one of you two people. I think it was Carmen who told me about this the last time I talked about y'all recommending me pens. Anyway, I really, really love it. What I will tell you is that it does not do like it does in my sketchbook. I'm going to show you an example here. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen that I've been doing a lot of black and white sketches with just this Uniball Micro Air pen, and it's super water reactive until it dries, which makes it fabulous to work with. However, when I tried to do that here, it's not going to do. And again, if I was real professional in things, I probably would have tested that theory out before I got on YouTube. But y'all know I play an experiment along with you, because we are all friends, and friends learn together, and that's how I roll. And so it does not really do, the water brush is not doing what it does in my sketchbook. I'm going to show you an example here so you'll see. So see how the water, and I'm going to give you an example here of like how it really just does much better. So that kind of put a snag, a little hiccup, but you know what? I'm a survivor and an overcomer. So I just grabbed the Stabilo All. That's all it is. So what that tells me is that, you know, different substrates, different pens and pencils will react a little bit differently, which we already knew, right? So if you don't really get that watery effect, or the ink doesn't move, it very well possibly could be the paper that you are using. So I'm just going in here with a really super messy mess of scribbles with a Stabilo, just getting some little guides here. I do not create realistic faces. That's not my goal. That's not my thing. I do not have 2 hours or even an hour. This thing took me like 15 minutes, and that's how Tiff rolls. So I am not going for a realistic face. I'm just going for a messy, very scribbly type face, because that's what I do. So if you came here looking for me to tell you how to do a face, I don't even really know myself. I just play around with it, and I'm using the Stabilo All to kind of go directly with the water brush and get some color going. And then I'm going to start adding some shadows and shades over here with the Stabilo and the water. I'm going to try to make a little chin here. And I typically do not hold my pencil this way, so I'm just using it, kind of turning the pencil to create a more of a messy look. And one of the eyes is so much different than the other one. She's got a little bit of a cattywampus eye, and that's okay. She's got style and she's got flair, because she has a purple and a blue face. So, she's a cool chick. I will say that the angle that this journal and video, it's hard not to put your, if you've never made a video before, I have my camera sitting directly above this, so it's a little hard for me to see. I look in the viewfinder a little bit sometimes because it's hard for me to really see how things are looking or coming together when I can't see that. So it's super wet, and that's okay. I like how I sprayed the water and then it kind of bled, and I really, really like that. I like for those little, what do they call that, webbing? I don't know. There's probably a fancy term for it, but, and I'm really liking that, I guess, because I just start breaking out into a random jive. Yeah, you just never know what may be happening in my studio. Josh, my husband, just laughs at me and shakes his head and goes on about his business. Bless his heart. He just never knows what he's going to get with me. And now I tried to do that when it was wet. So just going to say that you can't do that, Tiff. I should have known that, but I didn't. I didn't even think about it, that it was too wet to go back and try to add that, what is that? That's like, what do we call it? A China marker, to whiten the eyes up. It works much better whenever it is actually dry. So you get to learn from Tiff's mistakes, and really, to be honest with you, I just like to rush everything. I just don't know. I'm just like such a busybody. Adding a little shading and a little shadows there to her jaw and to her chin area. Accentuating the lips. She's got some beautiful, luscious lips. And I'm really just tinkering, if you want to know the truth. And now I'm going to go here and I'm going to make some little bouffante hairdo. And a little, maybe that's a rose. We're going to call that a rose in her hair because she's got like a little headdress on. And I did think that I caught the video of me actually doing the white of the eyes, but I did not. I do end up going in and doing the white of the eyes. I'm sorry about that. Apparently I cut that part of the video off. And I just really enjoy y'all watching me yap away. And please hit that subscribe button, sugar, and leave me a comment. It means so much to this old country girl whenever y'all just leave me some cheers and stuff like that. Thumbs up. Make sure that you click the subscribe button along with clicking that bell so you know when I put a new video out. And until next time, toodaloo!